The start of NHL training camp is just around the corner as prospect tournaments and showcases kick off this weekend around the league. Tonight from Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, the Dallas Stars and the Detroit Red Wings begin a two-game prospect series. And we are glad to have you with us as a new hockey season has arrived. Good evening, everyone. Brian Ray alongside Brent Severin as we are just about ready to go here at center ice. Sevy hockey season is officially back. Training camp doesn't start for about another week, but this really is the unofficial kickoff when it comes to the NHL season.
Yeah, it's starting all across the NHL. It's nice to be in a hockey rink. Great to see the guys warming up. You see the excitement as we talked to them this morning. Everybody's in their official, and I mean official, NHL jerseys. Let's get it on, Brian.
First period is underway, and for a lot of these kids just drafted this past summer as we've got a puck into this game as we've seen over the years in these tournaments.
Yeah, if you look at Detroit, I think they have a higher end talent, more high-end picks. Stars are going to have to grind this one out with this team. It's going to be fun to see these two teams matched up.
Well, one of those first-round picks for Detroit, Brandis Nygaard. There's a lot of questions about the pronunciations that were going to be used as Detroit has a quick goal right off the hop. Then there's some of that high-end speed you were talking about, Seven, that skill. 23 seconds in, and a nut front drive by Emmett Finney has put the Wings up 1-0.
Yeah, Finney is one of those kids. We're going to talk about a lot of them today, but Emmett is one of the guys that we're looking at, or the Detroit organization is looking at to make the jump. And as we see the replay here, look at the giddy up and go through, and it's just the hard drive. For the defenseman there, you got to turn at the right time. He gets turnstiled a little bit. Real difficult. Early in the game, right, you talked about the nerves.
Things broken up at the center ice logo. Detroit trying to move back in quickly as the puck skittered through a couple of Dallas skaters. Swatted away but not out, and the Wings will set things up offensively. This one funneled in front that was blocked.
And you mentioned a little chaos here early in the season, early in this game. Till everybody settles in, I think you're going to see a little helter-skelter out there, and that's exactly what we've seen from the Stars in their process and in their defensive posture early.
Well, Collard with a feed from behind the net, and Cross with the save on the one-timer. A little more will, a little more physicality to try and slow down that Detroit speed as the Wings hold it in right at the blue line. A funneled puck between the circles, skipping off a body just wide of the net. It's settled down here by Jackson Feuder of Dallas as Detroit looks to begin the counterattack rush. Broken up by Emil Hemming. Couldn't hold it in. Wings on the move. Now Danielson for Detroit. He'll weave his way through traffic. Stood up by Punnett. The puck squirts free behind the Dallas net. Christensen centers it in front, and a high wrister by Danielson. Cross caught a piece of it. So the Wings have just
for the Wings this morning was these passes to the middle of the ice, and they seem to be executing properly.
Now another shifty move by the Wings coming in off, and the Wings regroup. Floated in by Bouillon. Picked up by Detroit on the forecheck. Carson Bantle, now Lombardi working. As it rolls out to Bouillon at the point. High wrister punched away by Cross. Chisholm settles it down for Dallas. By Guimond off to the quarter of the Detroit zone, but how much information can these young kids process in a short period of time? Nate Danielson's effort was blocked. Cristoforo stepped in front of that for Dallas. Now recovered here by Doucette for Detroit. Shoots it on net, kicked away by Cross. The rebound loose, kept alive momentarily by Doucette. Cristoforo takes over for Dallas. He'll off.
Putting on the jerseys, being a pro, and then getting them ready for training camps coming up.
Handled here by Christensen at the point. So plays the puck off to the corner. Lombardi hunting for it. Scott takes over for Dallas. Under pressure, and the Wings force it free. Now a bad angle chance from the circle off the stick of Bantle, knocked away. Couple of bodies toppling over. Dallas will train a game like this, 215 pounds.
I think Esa Lindell, when you think of that young man, likes the defensive aspects of the game. Guy I'm going to watch closely for sure.
And another Finn. Jim Nill loves drafting and acquiring players from Finland. As the Wings continue to cycle things towards the middle of the Dallas end, broken up by the Stars defensively. Now back to Sandin Pellikka. Highly touted.
Detroit forecheck is always on top of the Stars.
Well, Chisholm's got a split move between the two Detroit defensemen, but couldn't get a clean shot off as he ran out of real estate, charging in on Guimond. Now a feed out to the circle for Sharkey was steered wide. Stars hold it in, extending the possession. Fed off to the point for Punnett. His shot tipped in front and just wide. As the Wings try to swat things out, Dallas cuts it off. They've picked up their forechecking game a little bit here. Finally, off the puck, but recovered here by Scott. Took the open ice hit, but made the pass up to Taylor. Dancing around the Detroit net. His centering feed tipped away by the stick of Guimond. It's slowed down here by Finney of the Wings. Looking to clear it out, cut off by the Stars at the line. Past Schmidt and back behind the Detroit net. This is Scott. Turnaround wrister fluttering in front. Kicked away by Guimond, stretching out the leg as it pinballs around. Now swatted out to the quarter. And the Wings will clear things over the glass and out of play.
Yeah, the last 4 or 5 minutes, Brian, these Stars are really starting to come at it. Referees getting together to see if this puck was fired over the glass. And yeah, it looks like we're going to get a 2-minute penalty.
We'll get our first power play of the game as they take the media timeout with 9:52 left in the first period. 1-0 score favoring Detroit. Emmett Finney scored at just 27 seconds into the contest. But Dallas with a power play opportunity to try and...
Guy to watch that we're really impressed with in the coaching staff, number 27, Trey Taylor. Man, he's a great skater, smooth, wonderful guy. And we'll talk more about him as this evening unfolds.
His name has been said quite a bit from a few people on the Dallas Stars side over the last 24 hours as the Stars set things up. Taylor moves it down, right back to him. He was a power play quarterback in college. And then joined the AHL's Texas Stars late last season. A one-timer glancing off a stick and over the net, bouncing in the trapezoid. The Stars cannot relocate it back to Taylor.
Out there, you know, we talked about you, Brian, right? About this young man.
Yeah.
You know, not young. He's one of the older guys here.
He's 20. Grand Rapids in Texas. As the Stars move in, Hemming, wrister from the circle, punched away by Guimond. Now funneled in front again, bouncing in front off bodies, loose between the circles. And the Wings knock it free out to neutral ice. Shielding his way through 3 white jerseys, finally wraps it around to the quarter. It's Ertl possessing on the backhand. Leaves it to Taylor through the circle. A crossing feed, too hot to handle for Scott. He had a wide open net.
That thing was heat coming across. Scott was not going to handle that thing.
Great vision by Taylor to see him cross ice, and then a shot by Taylor off the mark. Sharkey trying to shoulder the puck across the Detroit line, running into contact, and instead the Wings come back with possession. There's Lombardi operating. A rink-wide feed. Sandin Palika's wrister was knocked down by the glove of Cross. Could not snare it cleanly, and the Wings will extend the possession. And now Lombardi's shot through traffic gets on net, turned away by Cross.
Yeah, Detroit's forward, they are not afraid to go upstairs. Cool 90s right there with the cross check.
Stars have a potential 2-on-1 as it's pushed in by Martino. His crossing feed, skipping over the stick of Emil Hemming. And now Hemming trying to recover possession, instead lost the puck. Dallas line. So push things ahead of Collard. Now chases it down again in the corner of the wing zone, back to the blue line. Now handled here by Bertucci. Floats a soft wrister, knocked down by Guimond. Here's a wraparound chance from behind the net that's turned away, and now Guimond pounces on the loose puck. There's a few more shoves after the stoppage get traded off, but things will settle down, and we'll get a face-off inside the Detroit zone.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about the loose change in front of the Red Wings goaltenders. We talked about determination. That's one thing that they want to see, the fight, the will to get to what they call the hard areas. Not hard areas like the 90s, but still a tough area to get to. And I see on the replay, McDonnell getting in there, a little hack and whack to the face, and Paquette in there as well. Why not drive the net, get in there, create some havoc?
Well, and J.J.
For the Stars, you see them grinding it low, getting pucks deep, moving pucks to the middle, and trying to clog up that neutral zone or that stuff in front of the net, and they have to do a better job of getting to those pucks.
The shots were 4.
Yeah, he's got to work on the North American game, but man, is he talented.
Well, the Wings holding things in. Here's an odd man rush as Cross is pulled out of position, and the Wings score. Lombardi cut it off, had all the time in the world, and one of the veteran players on this Wings roster makes it 2-0 Detroit.
Yeah, Lombardi was not supposed to play in this game, and because of an injury to the top prospect in Carter Bear, he gets the look for this game. Comes in, makes a nice play. Just given so much time here. Look at him hold on to this puck, and almost right there. Taylor almost went down and had to make the save. Giveaway, obviously, on the wall. Real nice job.
Nice. Dallas looking to break things up. Instead, it's Lombardi stepping in. Drifting through the circle. Wanted to cycle it in front. It comes out to the high slot, and a shot off the stick of Magnuson knocked away. 8 seconds left in the man advantage for Dallas. They trail by a 2-0 score to these Red Wings. Paquette back to Taylor. Now leaves it here for Schlein. Back to Taylor holding. Now off here to the left side. It's handled by Ertl. Taylor. Stars trying to open up some space. Here's Paquette. His crossing feed to Schlein. Knocked down by the goaltender Guimond. Couldn't cover it. Dallas will regroup. Final seconds of their man advantage. It's down to Schlein in the corner. Bad angle effort from the circle. Through a couple of bodies and wide. Taylor holds it in. Things are back to 5-on-5. The centering feed knocked away by the stick of Guimond. Dallas looking to hold it in. As Paquette can't find the rolling puck inside the Detroit zone. Now Murphy coughs it up. Ertl gets a hold. Leaves it here to Paquette. Now Schlein. Picked up by Ertl. Curls out to the point. A little bit of space. A low shot glancing off the body and wide of the net. As Detroit gets a hold, Dallas aggressive on the forecheck. 8 seconds of the first and another in the opening minute of this second period.
Stars very good with their power play unit, as we know, with Elaine Nazardine. And here Fatunas, the assistant coach, has them going. It's their first look for the Stars and for us to see their penalty kill units.
Loose puck in the goal crease, pounced on by the rush up by.
Nearly Israeli, right?
Yes.
To play in the National Hockey League.
Nearly broken up by Feuder at center, but the Wings do get it in. Shot by Sandin Pellikka, absorbed by
Wings in the NHL, and then the power play. 5-on-5 really wasn't there for them, so they're looking for goal scoring for Detroit's at some adjustments. There was that bump Detroit saw when he first entered, a couple 7-game winning streaks in that run.
One-time blast from the right side, knocked down by Cross as the Stars have killed it off. 5-on-5 hockey. And the Wings with a 2-0 lead here in the second. There's William dancing. Now trying to lay this one off to Danielson. Protecting the puck. Moves it behind the net now to Finney. Being watched by Taylor. Now back to Sandin Pellikka at the line. He'll hold. It's a high wrister goal. Knocked down by Cross again. He'll cover and stop play. With 11:25 left in this middle period.
On their platform, Pellikka is a guy that obviously he's got it all. For us, Miro Heiskanen, when we first saw him in these types of games in Traverse City, you're just like, oh, who's that? And you can really...
As the Wings will force things inside the Dallas zone. Here's an opportunity now for Bantle down the slot. Turned away by Cross. The rebound followed up on and the Wings score.
Again, this whole play transpires with speed through the neutral zone area and then ends up being a 2-on-1. And the deuce is loose there. Doucette comes in, picking up the loose change. The work was done well ahead, but driving the net, making sure that you're getting to pucks. Here's the play off the boards. Nifty little pass. Cross makes the first save, and then Stars unable to get to that second rebound. And there he is, jumping on that loose puck. Doucette gets the puck a lot, high shooting percentage. So he's a guy that around the net shows that work ethic, that persistency.
Ertl trying to chop a puck away as it was loose at center ice. William regains for Detroit. His outlet feed nearly caught the linesman. Instead, it's picked up by the Wings, moving in. A quick shot and a glove save by Cross.
Towards the net. And again, you can see that's Cross comes out, challenges, the glove's right there. Big goaltender, with his game. At one point in the season in the East Coast League, where he did 20 games, he had 13 wins in those games, and right here off the face-off.
William with the quick shot, driving through the circle, banked it off the bar. That's going to make it 4-0 Detroit. And William, another one of the mature players, 22 years old, AHL experience last year with 67 games and 25 points. He buries the third goal of the period for the Wings to make it 4-0.
I was too busy squawking to see this when Becker gets the draw. It's a quick little tip, and look at that. Loss of coverage. And boy, they've been trying to do that on Cross all night, is go upstairs on him. He drops early. Yeah, this quick little exchange loses the winger. Really push that we've seen from the Stars, getting pucks toward the net, trying to find the opportunity. Feuder all over the ice, trying to create something. It's a good shift. That's what you want to see when you get kind of a dead period for this team. Which young guy's going to come out, create some energy, get the boys going?
The Stars will move in. It's managed here by Paquette. No funnel one in front, knocked down by Guimond. Picked up here by the Stars again. Back to Muhonen at the blue line. Now Chisholm's shot knocked down by bodies in front. Quick opportunity for McDonnell, and he steered it just wide. Pellica, long feed up the right side, handled by Doucette, looking to cut in. His angle was taken away. Sandine Pellica trying to dance around his teammate in Doucette. Now shifted off to Lombardi in the circle. Bouillon. As he moves it into the corner, it will skip behind the Dallas cage. Muhonen trying to break things up defensively. Chisholm in there as well. And now Doucette for the Wings. Extending the possession.
Oh, it's a little clinic and cycling down low for the Detroit team.
Stars finally break things up, but they cannot clear. Lombardi regains at the Dallas line.
Stars running around a little bit, trying to chase their hits.
Yeah. Bantle's effort from the left side, never made it on net. Back to the blue line, a shot by Murphy. Deflected off a stick and wide. Cross, and we've got a hand pass called against the Wings. That'll stop play. Bit of a shot for Brandseck Nygaard after the whistle.
He knows had a heck of a game for Detroit as Amadeus Lombardi, who was again not supposed to play in for Bear. You know, he's a guy that the Detroit team may look to call up. You look at his numbers from the Grand Rapids, and as Punnett is still getting in there, looking for a dance partner.
Well, finally they're going to put Punnett and Murphy in the penalty boxes. Try to turn down the temperature a little bit. There's been a little bit of that feistiness all game long, which has certainly been enjoyable to see.
Oh, he gets a nice little shot. Punnett does. That's why he got fired. An opportunity right there. Lombardi comes to the middle of the ice, dusts it off a little bit.
Power play time in a 4-on-3. We also have a new goaltender for the Red Wings in Landon Miller. A lot of size in net that the Stars are having to deal with these netminders.
Yeah, not too often we're going to see a 5'10" goaltender anymore.
Not anymore. Stars with a little bit of time left on this 4-on-3. As Taylor operates at the top of the zone. His wrister knocked down in front. Miller caught a piece. Back out to Taylor. Low pass. And a bad angle chance, or a sharp angle chance, off the stick of Martino was Lombardi, who has probably been the biggest play driver in this first game for the Wings. Stars turn it over. Here's a golden chance in front. Cross spread out, and it was nearly tucked around him, but somehow held out.
Off to the side, and then as the puck comes across here, watch that. Extends the leg. Oh, good save by Bird.
Couple of hits away from the puck, and finally a penalty is going to be called. There's Chisholm, and is that Murphy again for Detroit? Yes, it is. And they'll move off the rink-wide feed. Danielson holding. They'll drift in across the blue line. Now returns it here to the near side. Doucette, his crossing feed. Danielson finds it and scores. Scratch that. Brandseck Nygaard found it and scored. So the Wings going east-west on the passes through neutral ice, and on the power play chance, they cash in to make it 5-0.
It's kind of the story of this game, isn't it? The speed, as we saw started in the morning practice. Brings it Nygaard, brings it in, moves it across. Look at the heads-up play right here. Stars had an opportunity to pull that one off, but that 19-year-old right winger opens up, has plenty of time to shoot.
Stars have a short-handed 2-on-1. Schlein moving in. His wrister knocked away by Miller, who was able to catch a piece. And it quickly turns the other way for the Wings. Bantle carry it in through the circle. Protecting off to the quarter. It's wrestled into the boards by Bergsland. 5-car pileup on top of the puck. 3 of them Stars. And the Wings come away. Touched off to the right circle and a quick one-timer by Becker off the mark.
Boy, that thing had a chance, didn't it?
Carry through center. Pushed in down the right side of the Dallas zone. Well, Punnett tried to line up Kilfoyle for the hit. He was able to fight through it, and the Wings maintain control. This is Nygaard at the center of the line. Now Danielson. Back to Pellikka. Shot in front. Tipton scores. A power play strike again for the Wings. And they have now opened up a 6-0 lead over the Dallas Stars prospects.
Oh boy, another one where it starts from the top of the circle. Point shot. I couldn't tell from our vantage point if that was touched or not, but Cross had trouble with it. I was on the ice and somehow find its way through the pads on a bomb from the point. Maybe get a better look at it right here. Nice exchange down low, and there's the shot.
Well, it was Finney positioned in front. I don't know if it clipped him or if it was a Dallas Stars player before it got through Cross.
Yeah, I think it was touched in front of the net.
The first 2 periods as Dallas carries in. This is McDonnell. His shot knocked away by Miller, but a juicy rebound, and the Stars will regain control. Cristoforo's shot from the blue line was tipped foot wide. The first 2 periods, it was Detroit's sort of lower end of the draft, call them depth players in a game like this, but now the first rounders are getting involved as McDonnell dances in looking for the wrap chance, and he scores! Angus McDonnell, he's been the energy guy for the Stars in this game. They've been looking for some kind of spark, and he finally gives them one with their first goal.
Yeah, we talked about transition. Nice little play up through the neutral zone. Oh, a little fake to the toe drag, and he gets Miller to bite. You get a better look at it. Quick little play up the ice, and there. That fake drops the goaltender and then finds its way. Miller couldn't get...
Danielson involved in their first 2 goals.
At 6:53, scored by number 47, Angus McDonnell.
Managed here by the Wings. Here's Bantle. High wrister, well over the mark. Truscott sweeps it around, and Detroit regains possession. Lombardi on the cycle. He carries all the way out to the blue line. Drops it down low as it's fed in front, swatted away by Schlein. The puck pinballing around. Dallas unable to get a clean hold of it. Now Bertucci follows up.
It's just catching the Stars at every aspect, whether it's defensively, neutral zone, offensive plays.
And the Wings come in on side, but you start to wonder now, game 2, how does Dallas come back from this? Do they have their readjustment, and frankly, for maybe some players that are...
This kind of tournament.
Dallas has a 2-on-1 brewing as it's pushed into the Wings zone, and a high wrister off the bar and scores. Jackson Feuder on the effort.
How about that shot? Stars have had these opportunities, as we've talked about.
And
Feuder, sorry, go ahead.
And it wasn't maybe the cleanest of exits, but they did exit their zone quickly to set up a little bit of an opportunity there after winning a battle along the wall.
Yeah, it's that hard work along the wall. He's a left-handed shot coming down the right side, and we teach players this a lot. You look away, watch where his eyes are. He's looking at the pass. He wanted to draw everybody over, make sure the goaltender doesn't know he's...
I like to harken back on the old days.
Harken.
I don't want to let go of the history. As Landon Miller has to cover up a loose puck in front. And now a whole scrum's going to break out as this has probably been brewing a little bit over the course of this game. We talk about the speed and the skill of the Red Wings. Dallas, they've tried to be a little bit more towards the middle of the ice. And chase down the right side. Williams going to step in front of him. Wings take over. Sandin Pellikka looking to settle down a bouncing puck at the Dallas line. It's going to skip its way into the quarter. As Punnett and Pelika trade a shot. Stars have control, looking for a clean exit. It's fed off to Schmidt with speed. Dancing through the circle, and he never got the shot off and had to be steered away by Miller.
There you see the dangling ability of Schmidt and the speed that he can get to.
The challenge for him, talking to the coaches, is finding opportunities to let that speed and that skill shine. Forced across the Dallas line, maintained here by Becker. Now punched away, let out to center, picked up by Hemming. He'll go one-on-one through the circle. His shot butterflied away by Miller. Hemming trying to stay with it. Gets a hold behind the Detroit net. Dallas was shifting out personnel. Here's Hemming again. Back to Bertucci at the line. He'll float one through bodies that sails wide. Back out to Bertucci at the center ice circle. Swatted in by Hemming. Now the Wings take over. As Doucette ties it up, Dallas forces a turnover, bouncing puck, but Bertucci gets the shot off, and a sprawled out Miller's able to knock
it out of their zone. For the Stars, if you're a guy like Emil Hemming, you know, when we talk to him, he wants to improve his shot. He needs to get it off quicker. He's coming over from Europe, from Finland, and he talked about it. He spends a lot of time working on his release, trying to get it quicker, get it off a little bit faster, less space here than at home, he said, when he's coming towards the net in the NHL and the AHL level. So a guy like that, you want to get the puck on his stick, make a difference, close it up as much as you can, and every goal is going to help. So, like I said, we talked about at the beginning of the show or the beginning of the game, consistency. They're looking for consistency in these players, whether you're up, whether you're down. They want to see the same game. So a guy like him, a highly touted first-round pick, they want to see something from him in a game like this to try to get going, even though there is only 5 minutes remaining.
It seemed to be a better second half of the season for Emil Hemming last year in the OHL as opposed to the first half.
Hey, we don't have officially, but I think as well the Detroit team has been a little bit stronger in the face-off areas all over the ice as well. Again, that's just going by the eye test. We don't have those numbers in front of us.
Well played by the Wings. In they come in transition. A little stutter step play before Cross shut the door on Finney. Had the puck knocked away. Wings will take advantage. This is Finney again with that speed down the wing. And the shot bounces off Cross, hits the body of a Stars player and ends up in the net, but immediately waved off. As Finney, similar to the way he scored the opening goal. Center, jabbed away by Dallas. Brought in by Hemming. A little bit of space. Quick shot down the slot, gloved out of the air by Miller. On the breaks halfway down the Stars zone. Now returned out to center by the Stars. McDonnell carries in. His wrister through the circle, absorbed by Miller, and he'll hold with 4.5 to go in the third period now. As we are inching towards the finish line, as things head down in the Dallas zone, that will do it on our first game. 6-2 the final score, favoring the Red Wings. And Sevy, as we talked with Toby Peterson and Dan Watson and a couple of the assistant coaches, a lot of conversation about you're giving minimal information. You're seeing who can process that information, and then you're trying to move forward.